I'm coming to study in Canada. Baby Mama is back with juicy updates for you guys. For my international students, a lot has been going on and I brought those updates back for you guys. Don't go anywhere. Like, share, subscribe, and obviously tell a friend that Baby Mama is back.
Somebody's crying bolo. Somebody's crying bolo. I need you not today. I need you right away. Somebody's in this bed. Somebody feels like no one cares.
So yes, I've been away. In fact, first of all, who noticed my new intro? See, I've been doing pick dash, pick here, go here, try here. In fact, I've been trying new things anyways, but I'll keep improving to bring you guys the best and better content. I'm just trying my little skills that I've been learning. Okay, so today I'm going to be bringing you guys the updates for international students. A lot has been going on in Canada whilst I've been away, but before we get into that, in the next video, I'm going to be answering all your questions of where I've been, what has been happening, how is baby AJ, everything. Just go to the community page and go ask away your questions and I'll happily respond to them in the next video. So let's get right into this video. The very first update I have for you guys. As you all know, for those who don't know, international students are eligible to work in Canada, or were eligible to work in Canada. They are still eligible to work in Canada for just 20 hours a week. But then there were some employers who wouldn't mind getting you on full time, so long as it doesn't clash with your classes, and obviously you're not going to be missing work. But that was against the rules. But now it is finally, in fact, to curb the shortage of employment in Canada. In August of 2022, the immigration minister announced that international students can now work for 40 hours if you are allowed to work off campus. Most students are allowed to work off campus, but there are some that are not allowed to work off campus. So if you had the off-campus authorization, well, it's obviously on your study permit, you're allowed to work for over 20 hours, 40 hours, whatever hours, so long as it doesn't clash. You can have 2 part-time jobs, 3 part-time jobs. It all depends on you, and it's not going to be any problem. So this was just to curb the shortage of labor in Canada. And just because our international students put a lot into this country, that's another way of saying thank you to them, Sha. And they spend a lot for fees anyways. Like international students, Sha, would pay fees to come to this place, and we do a lot. So doing that for them was very nice. So if you're planning on coming to Canada, I would tell you, go straight away and go apply for your school, apply for your study permit, because you can obviously afford to a standard of living whilst helping your parents to also pay your fees. Or likewise, you can take care of your fees. With the way it's going, the national students will be able to take care of their fees anyways. Okay, the very next update I have for you guys is, so SIM, it's an internal government committee which studies matters on immigration and citizenship in Canada and brings up resolutions, brings up ideas to make it better, right? So they reached out to IRCC, they reached out to the government, and they were talking, complaining about some major things. They wanted, because of their 3 main objectives of their report was to attract international students more to study in Canada, ensuring equity in the international student program, and also improving service and communication for international students in the study permit and immigration processing system, or whatever it's called. So basically, a lot has been going on. International students have been coming into Canada. They make a population of Canada that is that stays, most of them start like that, become permanent residents. Most of them start as international students, okay, most immigrants. So when this body met, they brought up this this report, and then they gave it to the government, and the government actually responded with these very very juicy updates I have for you guys. So the government has accepted to explore like expanding this student direct stream. So with this student direct stream, it's I know Nigeria is part of it, they have it. There are some other countries that are part of the student direct stream, but for Africa I know that Nigeria is part of it. Where you go apply for your study permit, it doesn't take time. If you're going through the student direct stream, there is a whole lot. I'm going to do a video on what the student direct stream is, but theirs is like a fast track study permit. It is very fast track. So they talked about increasing the number of Asian and Africans to and French speaking countries and also African countries on this SDS fast track stream to obtain a study permit for candidates. They also will be investigating the rate of study permit denials a lot. Cameroon, hey, we've had a lot of study permit denials. So they are going to be investigating that, so it's going to be better. No more, like, the rate of denials will obviously reduce, because even when you have the potential to come to Canada, you see denied. Anyways, the next thing was they are going to reassess the Nigeria Students Express stream. Nigeria also has a Student Express stream, a study permit stream created to art students applying from Nigeria. They have that. And also how to promote, they're also going to explore ways of promoting students, international students, moving from international students to permanent residents without all the hassle and all of that, especially those with the skills that are required. Okay, the next thing was they're going to ensure equity between international students, like in the international student program, continue to include questions pertaining to accessibility, race, and all of that. So and also establish a disaggregated data and analysis framework, like more of making it more easier. The whole thing, just making life more bearable for international students while in school. All the review and selection processes, everything about international students, not tied to race. And so they are trying to also solve racial problems between students and all of that. Also, they are going to improve the service and communication for international students. So we've been dealing with a lot of immigration backlog in Canada. So the government also decided that they were going to hire 1,250 new processing staff by the end of fall 2022. So we're almost getting into winter. So by the end of this fall, in fact, we have gotten into winter, they were supposed to have hired. So for those in Canada, obviously go and search for these jobs, means they are also employing, right? It's also increasing the potential of employment in Canada to open up the spaces for people to for these agents who are going to be, not agents, well, they're going to be government agents who are going to be ensuring that the process to come to Canada for international students, there's not going to be all the backlog and all of that. So that was also discussed, and that resolution was brought. And also they expressed interest in continuing with initiatives like the 2022 pilot program, wherein immigration officers proactively release decision notes along with temporary resident visas at the time of the decision to more of transparency and understanding. So that was also resolved in that committee. Back to the next one. The next update I have is, oh sorry, I wrote them down just because they were my head too much, and I'm really struggling to read. I have my glasses on, so it's a little disturbing. Okay, so also in August of 2022 there was an update because of the backlog. If you are an international student and you've been granted you have admission, you've applied for your study permit, the study permit is not out, or you were denied and you want to go in for reapplication and your studies have already started, they advise students to start their classes. And if you apply for a postgraduate work permit eligible program, even when you finish your program, if your program finishes before you get to Canada, you will still be eligible to apply for that postgraduate work permit and still come to Canada and fulfill that dream of being in Canada. Okay, so make sure you're applying to DLIs, make sure you're applying to designated learning institutions and those programs that are eligible for postgraduate work permit. Make sure you read through those programs, or make sure any agent actually looking for your admission, you tell them that you know what you're saying. They should go ahead and search, make sure they show you where it is saying that program is postgraduate work permit eligible. Okay, anyways, that was one of the updates. The other update I have is for my fellow Quebecois, my Quebecois people. So there's also the Quebec government and also Canada in general has brought up this new potential for international students or foreign students who would choose to study in Quebec, also to like curb the shortage of labor in Quebec and to grow the population. If you're studying, they are trying to reduce the cost for students, international students who are going to be studying in Quebec from fall of 2023. But you don't have to, you have to study out of the university or the college has to be out of the metropolitan, the Montreal area. So it has to be out of Montreal area. You're going to be going to places maybe like Quebec City, maybe like Saint-Jérôme. Is it those other smaller cities? Is well, those smaller places. So you should be out of the Montreal metropolitan. The school you're searching for should be out of that area, and you'll be eligible to pay fees just the way Canadian students pay fees. You can pay as little as $3,000. I think it's per semester, or is it per year, for programs. Okay, so you make sure that when you're looking for that school in the province of Quebec, you are looking for a school out of Montreal, the Montreal area. So in Toronto, I know it's called the GTA, Greater Toronto area. I don't know if Montreal is Montreal Metropolitan or something, but I just said Montreal Metropolitan. So out of that area, you should search the map, and obviously if you need more information, I'm going to be here to help you out with it. Don't forget to always ask me questions if you don't understand anything. But sincerely, this is what it's about for Quebec. Quebec is trying to curb their shortage of labor and also increase their population. So they are giving this opportunity for international students starting in fall of 2023. And also, there is this agreement between the French government and the Belgian government for French-speaking students coming from Belgium and France. So if you have a Belgian passport and you have a French passport, you can pay the same fees a Canadian student is paying to study in Quebec. Okay, so that's the update I have for my international students. I'm going to be hoping to see you guys in Quebec or in Canada come 2023 or 2024. In fact, anytime you get to Canada, do not forget to holla at your girl. Or if you need help with your process, you can ask me questions. I can respond to them. I can help you out. And obviously, do not forget to share this video with a friend. It's going to be helpful. In the meantime, do not forget to like. That is to say, give this video a thumbs up. And tell somebody to tell another somebody that baby mama is back on the YouTube streets. And obviously, do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section below to tell me how you're doing. And don't forget to stop by the community page to ask away your questions. All the questions, all the juicy responses you want, I'm going to give you. And until next time, it's your favorite baby mama signing out.